Good afternoon. India, the land that gave the world the zero, had a wonderful sense of mathematical sensibility, which is well reflected in its rich architectural traditions, sculpture, and performing arts. It also has an intriguing icon in the 10th century Nataraja bronze associated with the imperial Chola dynasty of the 10th century, which has often been talked about in terms of the metaphor of the cosmic dance. Chola bronzes from Tamil Nadu and southern India can be seen as a wonderful confluence of art, science, and dance in an era preceding the Italian Renaissance. As an engineering graduate and as a student of Bharatanatyam, I was intrigued to explore this world of artisanal technologies and indigenous knowledge systems which gives rise to these wonderful traditions. It was Ananda Kumaraswamy, a Renaissance personality and a renowned geologist and art historian, who brought this icon to international attention when he wrote that the image represented the 5 activities of the dancing Hindu god Shiva, including creation, symbolized by the drum in one hand and the fire of destruction in the other hand. And this he termed as poetry, but nonetheless science. And this vision went on to move a lot of artists and thinkers. T.S. Eliot famously wrote, "At the still point of the turning world, there the dance is." While Auguste Rodin wrote an essay, La Danse de Shiva, where he described the image as something divinely ordained, une chose divinement réglée. It is also interesting that in contemporary times, this image has evoked a lot of interest amongst writers and artists. There's an installation at the CERN Cosmic Lab in Geneva, along with writings of Fritjof Capra, a quantum physicist who was moved to write that for him, the dance of Shiva represented the dance of subatomic particles. And there is also a work of space art, the Cosmic Dancer, created by Arthur Woods, which was actually sent up in the Mir Cosmic Station in 1993, and it was inspired a bit by the geometry of the Nataraja bronze. But of course, this is not to say that there is any link between modern science and ancient religion, certainly not. But the words of astronomer Carl Sagan seem to be apt, that the image conveys a premonition of modern astronomical ideas. It seems to be some kind of metaphor that we find some contemporary resonance with in terms of cosmic creation and destruction. Even today, we know of how supernovae are born from the death of stars. And there's a lovely 9th century sloka by Manikavachakar which says, "Let us praise the dancer, Kutan, who sports, creating, destroying this heaven and earth and all else." South Indian images are made by lost wax processes, which are still practiced in Swamimalai in Thanjavur district, where the wax models are carved using traditional geometric measurements of the Talamana canon. And this is also recorded in the Shilpa Shastras. The images are then invested with numerous layers of clay, the wax is melted out, and the metal is poured in, and the mold is then broken to retrieve the cast image. I was also intrigued to explore the old mines that may have been used for extracting copper and the microstructure of these images, which are found to be of leaded bronze. It's also remarkable that going back to the megalithic period, in the early 1st millennium BC, already at sites like Adichanallur in Tamil Nadu, very sophisticated bronzes of a high tin content of 23% were being made to forge very fine vessels. And even today in Kerala, mirrors are made of bronze of 33% tin. So there are many riches in our ancient crafts traditions. And this content of bronze gives a wonderful mirror surface. I also explored, using chemical characterization of bronzes, how we could try to tell apart earlier bronzes from later bronzes using a technique called lead isotope analysis, which helped to distinguish between earlier and later bronzes based on the ore sources. And from this, it was found that the Nataraja bronze was probably already formulated in the Pallava period, predating the 10th century Chola period, to which it is usually attributed. And there are also some lovely links between the rituals that are there at Chidambaram, where the temple at which the Nataraja bronze is worshipped. And it's one of the shrines where the bronze image is worshipped in the sanctum next to a curtain space, which is thought to represent Shiva as the Akasha Lingam, or space. And there is also the festival of Margari Thiruvadirai at Chidambaram, where in the month of December, the constellation Orion is seen prominently ahead on top of the temple. And it seems that there may be some links between the iconography of Nataraja and the star positions of the Orion constellation, whereby the belt of Orion aligns along the waist of the Shiva Nataraja bronze. And this was also seen in a text by A. Chokkalingam. And there have also been speculations about perhaps the lifted leg pointing out to the star Sirius here. And there have also been speculations about whether 11th century festival may have been connected to the observance of the Crab supernova explosion in 1054, which was recorded by Chinese metallurgists. And again, you get this mystical ideas in some of these writings of Manikavachakar, where he describes the bronze as Adiyam Antamilla, the one who has no beginning and end, him who is fire, water, wind, earth, and ether. To me, I'm also struck by the metaphoric cosmic dance, where it seems that there's a sense of creation actually emerging out of destruction in the works of patronage of the famous Chola queen Sembian Mahadevi, who dedicated many temples to Gandharaditya Chola, her husband, who fasted unto death as an ascetic. There is also a famous town which was named after her, and in many of her creations, it is in her time that the Nataraja bronze prominently comes into vogue in the temples. So it seems to be that Ananda Tandava can also represent creative dissolution. And this is something that has also resonated with me, because I have had a condition, medical condition called bilateral developmental hip dysplasia, which increasingly manifests in some limping and things like that. But somehow the dance manages to keep the deterioration in check. So I see it again as creation emerging out of destruction. It's also interesting that the land of the cosmic dance is also one where it seems that you find the least gravitational field on the planet Earth. That blue spot on the gravity map is where Sri Lanka and southern India generally are. And so there's this lovely idea that I think comes to my mind, that the body can probably reach for the cosmos and dance with least resistance in this region. So I will now take you over to the dance aspect, and this is an internet stream performance which will be projected in the background, which I did in 2009, where I was dancing to the virtual image of a dancer from Bangalore. The dancer was dancing in Toulouse, Anusha Emrit of K-Dance. This was a collaboration with the French team of Jean-Marc Mathos and Anne Mathos, and with other Indian colleagues, Digvijay Mala and Rakesh Manar. And the idea that is trying to be conveyed is again of the Ananda Tandava imagery, the notions of linking inner space and outer space, and creation emerging out of destruction, the balance of Raudram and Shantam. So over to the dance. Thank you.
kundarik ta 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 kundarik ta 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 tai ya tai ya tai ya ta 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 de tai ya tai ya tai ya ta 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 de tai ya tai ya tai ya ta ta de ta tai ya tai ya tai ya ta ta de ta tai ya tai ya tai ya ta ta de ta tai ya tai ya tai ya ta ta de ta tai ya ta ta de ta tai ya ta 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 de ta tai ya ta ta de ta tai ya ta ta de ta di ta ka ta di ta di ta di ta om ta ta di ta ka ta di ta di ta ta di ta ta di ta om ta ta di ta ka ta ta di ta
தினமும் உனது பேரருள் கிடைக்குமென்று வாழும் இந்த பக்தனின் கவலை தீர்த்தருள் தினமும் உனது பேரருள் கிடைக்குமென்று வாழும் இந்த பக்தனின் கவலை தீர்த்தருள் தினமும் உனது பேரருள் கிடைக்குமென்று வாடும் இந்த பக்தனின் கவலை தீர்த்தருள் தினமும் உனது பேரருள் கிடைக்குமென்று வாடும் இந்த பக்தனின் கவலை தீர்த்தருள் शांत